You're here.
I am here.
We're here. We're setting this up. This is so spontaneous and exciting. Are we on, actually?
Yes.
I can start talking about anything. This is really exciting. You are so lucky that you are tuning in right now. This is Soraya, this is Saxon, and there's a mystery man behind the camera who'll introduce himself better. What,
Hi.
I'm supposed to come closer? Oh, you saw him. Okay.
And you
Christopher
are?
Ernst. My name is Oshara, and you're in a wonderful place. This is Elmira, New York. And this is where something amazing happened, and we're so excited that Soraya wanted to come and you guys, because it's all about Seth and Jane Roberts, who channeled Seth, and this is where it happened. This funky old building, 100-and-something-year-old building, where Jane Roberts lived and where she channeled most of the Seth books. And it's amazing to think about when you read those books and that most of it happened right here. So we're going to show you around. We're going to show these guys around. We're all excited. It feels so exciting, and here we are. So it was built in 1988 as a mansion, and it kept getting added on to 1888.
Okay.
And it kept getting added on to over the years. And in the 30s, they divided it up into 8 apartments. And 2 of those apartments ended up being lived in by Jane Robb with an occasional visitor called Seth. Let me show you some more things. And we're really proud of this tree over here. It's over 140 years old, this tree. We have baby pictures of it. It's an European birch. And part of it was dying, so we're no way we wanted it to die, so we trimmed off the dead bits and made little stools out of them around it, so it's kind of a tree hinge stools powwow place, and it feels great. We love the tree, and you're getting here right on the first steps of spring. Here's the little purple flowers coming up. We've got irises and other things that are coming up, so it's that spring feeling too. We have all the windows open. So there's the building. It needs a lot of love, people. It was really caving in for a while. We got here just in time to restore the place. You can see some of the little bit of roughness there. So hopefully in the next year or two, we'll be restoring the outside. These last couple of years, we've been working so hard on the inside. Thank you, sir. Well, you hang on to it, okay. But here's the building. This is where it happened, and it's time to honor what happened here, and to preserve the building, and to make it a public place for people to meet, like we're doing now, who like Seth, who want to talk about Seth, and who want to be where it happened and meditate, laugh, cry, whatever you feel like doing in this house where Seth gave us some of the wisest words ever. Just for some insider stuff about the best photogenic view of the house that he's doing. This is kind of a famous view, this corner view. Oh, what do I do?
Oh, no, you're fine.
So this corner view of the house, and you can see, it's a little bit of wear and tear on it there, but all we need to do is restore it and paint it, and we hope in the next couple of years it's going to be just the gem of Elmira.
Nice.
And an open community center for people to get together for community things. I mean, it's all about healing and well-being and having conversations about spiritual stuff, and you don't have to be a Seth head to come in here. It's for anybody to just have a safe place to talk about whatever, and free coffee, free tea. That's what I want to have happening. And we need to get humans together to just talk, and it's great that it's the Seth house, and that's what happened, and we can ask ourselves deep questions. And I want to have Seth quotes all over the walls and stuff like that.
Nice.
But I think what we as humans just need desperately is, let's just get together. Let's just talk. Let's just be natural again or something. So that's one great view of it. And if you come over here, I'll start showing you the outer windows of where they live. Look how big this place is. Look how terrible a color that is. It's good. It's multifaceted. That color has been fading for centuries or decades, and they sprayed it on. You can see where the spray paint spilled over.
Yeah.
But second floor, that whole second floor from the chimney all the way was where their apartment was, the main one. So the 3 windows on the right, you're going to go there, I promise. 3 windows on the right are the kitchen, the 3 beautiful bay windows. That's the Jane's writing area, and the living room. That's where Seth did the most talking, is at those 3 bay windows. And then the bathroom, so there's a bedroom, and that thing hanging up the end is Rob's art studio, which is held by 2 poles.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It has been held there for a long time, so it's
Probably okay.
okay. And so that whole thing is the outdoors of where Seth spoke. And we're proud that we built this fence, kind of, there was a fence there that fell down. It's a big, nice fence, and again, that's another view of the carriage house. But
Did they do anything with the carriage house?
oh, we did.
No, but did they?
No, the Ouija board that they used was stored in the attic of the carriage house.
So you actually still have that?
A friend of ours bought the Ouija board, and it is safe. And he says that when he passes, he will donate the board to the house,
Nice.
as well as some other things that. And so that's Ron Card, a dear friend of the house. Actually, he's the vice president, but he has collected and preserved a lot of things that they owned, from Jane's rocker, ashtrays, all kinds of stuff. Their artwork and notebooks and papers. So that's going to be really important because we're wanting to be a museum and everything. Community center, museum, do a little publishing too if we can.
Yeah.
But the landlord lived in the carriage house and they had the Ouija board and they loaned it to them when they were talking about when Jane was wanting to do lots of psychic experiences. We have a Ouija board, and they let them have it. And it's living in Virginia now, that Ouija board. But so there's so much story, so much history here. And the house, I think it's going to have an amazing future with people who can come here and be enriched by these wonderful breezes and just everything Seth said. I mean, we need to get people together to talk about what Seth said because it's life-changing. And
It absolutely is.
It's the truth and everything. So should we go on in?
Yeah, let's go on in.
And what's going to be a lot of fun is this backyard because we want to have a lot of social stuff back here too. We're putting out tables and chairs and having barbecues or whatever. Just social. Just get people together.
And lots of crows.
Oh, we got squirrels and possums and skunks and raccoons. That's a fire pit. We have 3 fire pits. We want to have open fire. The garage, we want to make that an auditorium.
Oh.
It's really huge. You could fit like a lot under there. So we want to make that an auditorium and then just have more.
That'd be a wonderful presentation space, I have like a little stage in there.
Yeah. Welcome in, invisible friends. So you come in and then you have this kitchen.
Yeah, the kitchen's very nice.
And so a lot of the old world charm is here, a lot of the 1880s charm is here, and a lot of, it's so funny, like some things they cover, the ceilings were covered up with like drop ceiling styrofoam, icky in so many places. Take those away and the molding is amazing, like octagon molding in the ceilings, and we just restore those. It's like they're hiding this beauty. But in this room where we're at, kitchen, and then this, my aunt gave me the roll top desk. But there's so much room. This whole apartment is being called the library.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have all kinds of metaphysical books. We got some, but Seth books, and also metaphysical books that echo what Seth was saying, that back him up, that say, yeah, he's right. It is. Reality is this way. So huge metaphysical library, Seth books, and places to sit and read. And look at the beautiful woodwork in here. So it's still in progress, obviously. And matter of fact, those windows, it's beautiful. So it's still a work in progress. It always will be. We'll always be changing things and moving things around. 7 years of working on this. And most of the furniture was donated. And as a matter of fact, this is 78 books that were donated to us from the publisher Amber Allen, who is the main publisher for Seth's books. Mm-hmm. And they had all these extra foreign language books that weren't moving, so they donated them to us.
Nice.
So we just got them Friday, and we're like, okay, we gotta open them up and Chinese and different languages. So Seth's translated all over the world, but I shouldn't have said, yeah, they're not moving. But sending them to us, like, we're going to put up the bookcase probably in the next room for the foreign books and foreign magazines.
Okay.
And I'll show you, it's like, it's not done yet, but the feeling in the library is so good in this room.
Yeah.
And what you've seen so far. This is really, I think, really part of the heart of community center is get your tea and coffee, here's the library, sit down. This is changing. At first we thought maybe it would be like music and art, but now we're thinking, no, we need to make it all library. And
I see.
Yeah, so here's like all of our stationery. Pardon the mess, like all of our stationery for the Seth house. But we all want to give you guys like we make little cards that we give people, so we'll give you guys some cards too. That's the house that says, please restore me. But also there's these pictures of, here's Jane at her bookcase upstairs. We'll take you there and we'll take these pictures there to prove that that's where it happened. and here's a drawing someone did of what their impression of Seth was. Why, my gosh, it's a big head alien. Whatever could that mean?
Right.
Don't be alarmed. And here's the house on a postcard. A reproduction of postcard. This is how the house looked on a postcard that was postmarked 1916.
Okay.
And it's had some amazing days. I'll show you more pictures of the house, but we'll give you some of these cards too, because these are like the giveaway things we like to have. So this, I think we're going to end up putting shelves up, and this is the foreign language. And maybe the listening to audios of Seth's stuff or lectures and maybe TV stuff. We do want to have music possible for people, but maybe not in the library.
Right.
And we want to have art possible for people because they were both artists.
Right. Oh,
And so we have painting and stuff like that. But we're thinking, okay, move the painting room to a different room, and then make this more library because I think our library is really going to expand, and to have a nice sitting table place is great. I can't wait till I get you to their actual room. And when we get to their actual room upstairs, there's 3 apartments downstairs. And we'll show you those. And then when we get up to where they are, I'm just going to shut up because this is what I think the best thing is. Like, go in, meditate, and just be there. And then if you have any questions, let me know because it's a sacred place. I don't want to sound like I'm too freaking out there, but this is sacred. Yeah. People make pilgrimages. And I've been here 7 years, and I'm like, every day I'm amazed that this is where it happened. And there's feelings and energies that go for it,
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the original Seth book I had. This version right here, which I no longer have. Because I lent it to Karen Crisis when she was touring, and she never got around to reading it and left it on the bus.
It may have found a home where it needs to be.
Yeah, that's what I figured, yeah.
But these are mostly all the Seth books, and we're rearranging things all the time. Again, they're not placed thus so. I want every apartment, every room is going to have the main Seth books in them. And we're keeping busy. So, let me walk you all the way here. This is where we would have come in. It's the front door lock. Right. Here, let's pretend we're walking in the front way. Look, we're all here. We love you. So that you're coming in the front way of the house. The beautiful yellow pillars are behind her, but this is pink and purple marble, beautiful woodwork, and beautiful Soraya and beautiful Saxon, and heavy, heavy wooden doors. They were serious about door making then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is where Jane and Rob and the New York boys and everybody who ever came to visit them, they walked in this front door. Jim Henson and Bob Monroe of the Monroe Institute, they all came to visit them.
Yeah.
And they walked up this way.
I didn't know Jim Henson did.
Jim Henson of the Muppets and Richard Bach, Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Okay.
They both came to visit them here.
Wow.
And they walked in the door that you're walking through right now. So you're special. Come on in. there's these photos that we've classy taped on the floor. Like here's how it looked like in the late 1800s probably. And remember it's the tree up front? That's probably its baby picture. Isn't that like the cutest thing?
Oh, wow.
Look at that little stick!
Oh, my gosh.
And this is how it looked in the late 1800s. You can see by the clothes they're wearing. And then that's the house, and there's been changes too. And then this one's probably in the 30s, we think. And here oh God, there's so much architecture to tell you about, but that was a beautiful thing. And we stood out there before. So we were out here, we were here, and we were here. And now there's a parking lot here, but good. There'll be parking for everyone when you come to visit, you know. I'll show you. Any questions though?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, let's take you in here. This is apartment 1A. This is the first one I rented. It was horribly terrible. Drop ceilings, kitty litter. Tinfoil still on the window from the last tenant. Tinfoil on the windows from the last tenant. Getting it, yeah.
Okay.
But there's a lot of work I did when I moved in here, but I would never have moved in here. It was so bad, this house, this place. But this was where Seth spoke. This is where Jane and Rob lived, and it was right upstairs. So I rented this place with I have to live where my favorite author lived, and I did. And they can't get rid of me, so tough. Beautiful pillars.
Yeah.
Octagon ceiling. We're still working on the leak. Come on in. Also, the Chemung River flooded in 1970s. This talks about nature, personal reality. This place was flooded. There was still flood mud in the bottom kitchen cabinet and behind radiator heaters that I was cleaning out, and even finding mud flood in the front door's locking system. Here, this is the worst spraying job. I love to point out, it's like, Seth, Jane, Rob, and a terrible job spraying the place, This is the one that's the most recent fixer-upper.
Okay.
So there's a lot more to do. You can see that we want to clean. We're going to clean this because this tile is from at least the 50s or before.
Yeah.
So we're going to clean it. We want to keep as much of the old style as we can, but go ahead, just walk around. We've done so much good stuff. And so this is the one still to be decorated. Mm-hmm. But again, everything feels good now. We got rid of the people that the police had to keep visiting. And so again, the whole ground floor, the kitchens are going to be free tea, free coffee, but no food or drink in the upper floors just because we said so. Yeah, but you can pig out down here. That's great. Yeah. Now, we also just yesterday, we moved our offices around. Our offices were elsewhere, and then we're moving into this apartment. Let me show you the bathroom and our new office. That we moved all our stuff and we got organized. So why don't you go first? And she's probably in there hiding out.
I'll let Chris go first.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, here we go. This is our new office, greatly expanded. And I'll show you something right behind you is an original Jane Roberts painting.
Oh
wow. You'd think we'd have framed it by now, but it's fun to touch it just as it is. So Jane Roberts painted that in 1970 something, and it was I think she wrote on there flowers from a fan or something like that.
Okay.
From a fan, somebody gave those to her and she painted them. So this is now our new brain hub where it's happening. I remember when I first moved in, this was so sticky. I mean, your hands stuck to it. Notice it's an old house. Oh, isn't this classy? The pink tape. This is a safety thing because these edges and the linoleum they put over the nice old wood is peeling. So if you caught it wrong, your sandal would catch it wrong. So anyway, I put all this nice safety tape because it might be a while before we actually can redo this, but it's safe to visit the Seth house. Just watch where we take things off not to do. Something I love about this is look at all these spindles. We've got missing spindles, but they tried to fix it with so many different kinds of spindles.
Oh yeah.
So we got all these gaping holes. We'll fix this someday. When this was a horrifying place not too many years ago. They had the halls painted brown. I kid you not, brown. And it was poop brown. And when you put your hands on it, it felt like poop. It was terrible. So we got our first coast of just white everything. Spray white, spray white. So everything's like a blank canvas now. It went from the horror brown bowels of hell, literally bowels, until I have the whole video of him going through with the spray thing. And I am watching miracles happen as the brown goes away and it turns white. And like I said, this is going to be bright colors. We're like pink, yellow, green, any color we can invent. We will paint these walls to be bright because it's got to be uplifting and life affirming and fun. And a little bit of hippie because Jane and Rob are hippies. So Jane sat here and Jane made pillows for this little thing that were psychedelic tie-dyed pillows, so that anyone visiting her, or if they got here early or something, they could sit here. And so this was just neat. We got to get some psychedelic tie-dyed pillows, or get pictures of what she made and try to remake them. But here we go. Now we are on the floor where Jane and Rob are. I'm going to show you one apartment on the right. And here's what I was saying. I want to put some quotes up all over. And I got another stack to tape up. But when you walk into from the beginning, it was like, we've got to have Seth quotes all over the walls. So that I've been to museums before where there's authors and I'd walk in, walk out, and wouldn't know who the heck the person really was. When you walk into the Seth house, read the writing on the walls, and I want 1,000 quotes on the walls, so when you walk in here, you will be Sethed. So these are the start of it, finally. And these are memes from Facebook pages that are dedicated to Seth.
Oh, okay.
So, we have 2 Facebook pages, and there's other friends who have Facebook pages that have been around for years and years. So I'm gingerly pulling off some of the prettiest memes, printing them, putting them on the wall. I'll have to ask if that's okay later. But I'm sure they're going to love it. But 1,000 quotes on the wall. And let me show you. So there's also 3 apartments on this floor. This is going to be the 1800s room. Okay. We're going to make it look like the 1800s. Because when you walk in, there's beautiful lights and the woodwork. And it's just like wanting to embrace Elmira history and the history of the building in the 1800s when it was built. So we've been thinking about this shit for a while. Oh, we gotta show you the time tunnel. We deliberately are not gonna restore this.
Okay.
But just look and you'll get, there's a reason.
Oh, wow.
It's just, that's the time tunnel. We just said, we gotta leave it like it is.
Yeah.
The windows, you can see the Chemung River.
Yep.
The floors, 6 of the floors and 3 of the apartments, we refinished to get it down to the real wood.
Mm-hmm.
And their neighbor, Mrs. Callahan or Cunningham, lived here.
Okay.
That they talk about in the early sessions. And we gotta get a sink for there. But these are some old postcards from Elmira. I had them all over the walls, but they were falling down. And that whole notebook is full of old postcards from Elmira. And that's a map of Elmira from 1901. But we had some really classy architecture here. And still do. Elmira has more Victorians, unique Victorians than anywhere, or something like that. We've got to restore these. And a lot of people are really trying to save them.
Yeah.
Well, Elmira's on an upswing. We're starting to save these. Now, we're at the moment of truth here. The 2 apartments on the left and on the right are their apartments. Maybe I should just let you walk in and go for it without me, and you can feel whatever you feel. And these are the 2 places. I'll explain more later. All are horny.
renovation. Yeah, I don't know how to, like, I feel heavy, if that makes sense.
Want me to explain where we are
Yeah.
to the camera?
You want me to?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Or you, either one.
Well, we were in the Seth house proper, and we saw most of it. There's still a couple more apartments to show you, but we were in Seth and Jane's favorite place there. And behind the property called the Seth house, there is this other thing called the carriage house. You're in the carriage house now as we speak, and it's an interesting building. The carriage house was a luxury home for horses over 100 years ago that were downstairs. That's where the horsies lived. And then above that, they built a 4-bedroom house. We were in that 4-bedroom house now, and I can do all the jokes about how bad it looked before we started restoring, but we'll save that for another long video. So there's a funny thing that many people have, well, a few, me, my own inner voices, and Amy, and some other people, is like, something feels intense here. So you can say like thick or intense, like there's some kind of energy here. And we've done a lot of energy clearing, but I feel like there's like something that Seth would call a coordinate point or vortex or an energy power spot. And with that thought in mind, it's like, well, how can we utilize this energy for the highest good? And one thing is like bring people around to say, how do you feel in the house? How do you feel out here? Can this be used for healing maybe, or for helping people tune into higher aspects of themselves? So that's the question we're doing now regarding the carriage house. And so we brought these fine young strapping whippersnappers or whatever to feel around, give us your impressions, and then of course manifest apports.
There we go.
And show off your skills.
So the place is off to begin with, like
Oh,
level-wise, but that's not what I'm feeling. Like I can feel that part of it, but there's almost a spinning sort of motion going on, particularly over that way.
Yeah, the longer you stand over here, the more you feel it. Yeah, like kind of, it's a lot. I kind of don't like it.
There's 2 rooms that are more intense than this
Yeah.
one, and this is the lighter feeling room.
Oh,
There are two
where are those?
So
let's wait a minute. Give it a little bit of time before. Because, I've left many times after this one area, so, and just left because there's either a dizziness or an intensity or whatever. I want to work myself up to being able to handle it. But, so you're about to make the joke of, it is uneven floors in places.
Yeah, but that's not what's giving you the
Right.
feeling.
I mean, I've been in lots of places. There's uneven floors in there, but there's some kind of what's going on here. And not just physical, but
No, it's an energy thing, definitely.
It's almost like I equate it to almost being like on a roller coaster sometimes.
Yeah.
You just kind of you feel like you're going up, and then you do like this dip.
Yeah, I never
It's
did
kind
that.
of- Yeah.
So all energy is neutral, or I think again, it's like, okay, let's find out what we got going on here, and I want to bring sensitive people here to feel it out. And the first one who runs out screaming has to wash my car.
That won't be-
Okay, I'm not leaving like I said I was going to. But
So we can point out the areas that we feel like there's.
So the living room.
The living room has some spotty stuff going on.
Yeah. Oh, I can feel that as you walk in the hallway.
Yes,
Maybe we'll just make it a fun.
Why don't we close the door?
Ha!
And walk in. They can't come up to the door.
That's interesting. It does have it's a much more intense feeling.
Oh, there it is. It took me a second.
Is this the other room?
Yeah, no, this room is.
This is really the intense one. I put the chair here because I was thinking maybe I would try it, but I kind of feel like there's.
Okay. Oh yeah. I can definitely feel it. Feels like resistance.
Yeah.
Everybody has a certain spot.
It feels like you're walking up when you're not necessarily walking up.
Just wait for a second.
Yeah, a couple feet out, it starts to get.
Yeah, now I'm just adjusting to it.
That's good. And it's a couple feet towards us that it feels like it's really.
Yeah. No, not there. Here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not doing anything new. I
Yeah.
can feel it.